Let's talk about the question discussed by Sibanda and Grobler in 2024 in their article, A Systematic Literature Review of Spiritual Leadership Within African Management Philosophies. Sibanda and Grobler in 2024 confront the question on whether existing theories of spiritual leadership truly reflect African management philosophies. The authors answers that they do not. They explain that most spiritual leadership theories have been developed from Western perspectives and do not fully represent African values, beliefs, and indigenous ways of leading. He means to say that the leadership should not be understood only through Western ideas. Instead, African management philosophies view leadership as a shared responsibility rooted in community, spirituality, and genuine care for others. A good leader is not only someone who achieves results, but also someone who helps people grow together. He justifies this by discussing the following supporting points. First, Ubuntu emphasizes respect, unity, and the idea that a person grows through relationship, promotes compassion, trust, and service instead of focusing only on authority and performance. And third, African indigenous philosophies show that leadership should reflect the culture, spirituality, and shared values of the community. Having understood the author's claim, we now present to you our own perspective.
In the face of Sibanda and Grobler's claim, we now argue that leadership becomes truly meaningful only when it respects both culture and human dignity while responding to the needs of today's organizations. In other words, we are convinced that effective leadership is not measured only by achieving goals, it is also measured by how leaders value people, build trust, and create an environment where everyone feels respected, included, and motivated to contribute. However, other thinkers object to this, asserting that leadership principles are universal and that one leadership style can be applied in every organization regardless of culture. They mean that as long as leaders achieve good results, cultural values have little influence on effective leadership. To this, we reply that leadership is about working with people, and people are shaped by their beliefs, traditions, and communities. Because of this, leaders should understand the culture of the people they serve instead of depending only one leadership approach. To better explain our point, let us consider a simple example.
To illustrate, take the case of a school principal who plans to introduce a new school policy. Instead of making the decision alone, the principal first listens to teachers, students, and parents, considers their concerns, and explain the purpose of the policy before putting it into action. So, this case reveals that leadership is not simply about giving instructions or exercising authority. It is also about listening, building trust, respecting others, and making people feel that they are valued. So, when leaders involve people in the decision making process, they create stronger relationships and encourage everyone to work toward a common goal. So therefore, we agree with Sibanda and Grobler that African management philosophies offer valuable lessons for leadership because they remind us that success is not only measured by performance but also by compassion, shared responsibility, and concern for the well-being of others. At the same time, we believe these values become even more effective when leaders apply them to the challenges of today's organization. So today, as managers, we will lead with integrity, respect different cultures and communities, listen before making decisions, and always balance organizational success with genuine care for the people we serve. And that's all. Thank you so much.